Hi kids, this is teacher Vidya. My aim is to make you all to explain the political expansion of Samudragupta. Prasastis are a special kind of inscription meaning in praise of. They were composed by learnt Brahmins in praise of the rulers, which may not be literally true. But they tell us how rulers of that time wanted to illustrate themselves. Samudragupta, the making of an emperor. Let us learn about the achievements of Samudragupta of the Gupta Empire, which was established in 4th century AD. Medicine, literature, mathematics, astronomy. Chandragupta I, Samudragupta, and Chandragupta II were the main rulers of the Gupta Empire. It was Samudragupta who expanded his empire the most. The Gupta kings ruled the northern part of the country. Samudragupta established a large empire through various methods. He controlled the Ganga-Yamuna plains after defeating the 9 rulers in the region. He maintained a friendly relationship with rulers of East. He accepted tributes from the rulers of South after defeating them, and he had relations through marriage with the ruler of Sri Lanka and Northwest region. The Indian subcontinent was very vast and diverse. It was not possible to have direct control over all parts of such a large empire, especially when communication methods were very slow. Thus, Samudragupta, being a sensible ruler, used other methods like keeping good relations with rulers of many regions and establishing relations through marriage to maintain peace in his empire and prevent repulsions. Let me describe the political achievements of Harshavardhana, the Pallavas, and the Chalukyas. We will learn about the kingdoms which came into power after the decline of the Gupta Empire by expanding or conquering their territory. King Harshavardhana, the last great Hindu emperor, who after becoming the ruler of Daneshwar at a very young age was forced to attack the kingdom of Bengal as its ruler had killed his sister's husband and had imprisoned her. Chalukya ruler Pulikesi II, who had successfully conquered a Pallava kingdom by defeating Mahendravarman and wanted to conquer another. However, he was defeated by the Pallava king Narasimhavarman, the son of Mahendravarman. We know that these rulers fought with each other. Harshavardhana, after defeating the Bengal ruler, brought the entire northern region under his control. However, he was stopped from expanding beyond the Vindhyas to the south by Pulikesi II. Pulikesi II was an ambitious Chalukyan ruler and he attacked the neighboring Pallava kingdom to establish his control. He would attack their capital cities, trade centers, and temples. He was killed by the Pallava ruler when he attacked it for the second time, and his own capital city was taken over by the Pallavas. Continuous wars would have weakened the kingdoms financially and also their armies. Let me describe the key features of the administration under the Guptas, Harshavardhana, the Pallavas, and the Chalukyas. We will learn about the administration of the kingdoms in the 4th to 8th century AD. Some important officers like the Sandhi Vigravika advised the king on the matters of war. Who seems to have been a higher ranking officer in charge of contact and correspondence with other states. Samantas was a name given to big landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions of the Indian subcontinent by the existing kings of the 7th century. They were expected to bring gift for their kings or overlords, be present in their courts, and also provide them with military support. Most probably, these assemblies were controlled by rich and powerful landowners and merchants. Sabha was an assembly of Brahmin landowners. It performed various roles and functioned through subcommittees which looked after irrigation, agricultural operations, making roads, local temples, etc. The Ar was a village assembly found in areas where the landowners were not Brahmins. Some posts were made hereditary. This meant that the son got a particular post after the death of his father. Let us take the example of poet Harishina. He was a Magadanda Nayaka, chief judicial officer, and his father held the same post. The king was the most powerful, but he could not be present everywhere. So he divided his empire into provinces that were governed by a governor who would generally be a member of the royal family. Land and trade tax were the main sources of income. Revenue was used to maintain the army, for the salary of officers, and for welfare work. The present day government also has various officials at different levels to help run the whole country smoothly. There are ministers to handle different departments such as finance and law. There are separate bodies at the state, district and village level to look after local or regional matters. Thank you so much, kids.